What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Mental Money podcast. We have the new setting, we have the new environment, real cozy vibes going on today. Let's get right into the episode number 3, or are we on 4? My memory's so bad, but anyway, let's get right into it. I'm gonna cut to an intro real soon. And the song that we'll be playing is Highway Saints in this moment. Enjoy. This is Highway Saints in this moment. I need to know I'm not alone. Highway Saints in this moment. Beautiful rock music for the intro right there. And we are in podcast number 3. Thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm just getting this set up, sorted, because obviously we're in a different environment right now, a different enclosure almost, so all new kind of feel and vibe to the podcast, hopefully. And I have been hard at work getting everything organized and everything sorted, because I don't have a producer or anyone to tell to go and do what I want them to do. Let's get right into it. I asked for some of your suggestions on Instagram, and if you don't know the Instagram, it will be in the description. This is going to be the first proper video and stream to Spotify audio podcast episode. Make sure also, I want to get these out the way first so you don't have to listen to it further in the episode. If you want, you can skip ahead, but I'd really appreciate if you can take this time just to check out the links in the description. There's going to be a Patreon link, and there's going to be exclusive episodes for Patreon members. Go check out the different tiers you can support with there for as little as £1 a month, I think. But yeah, like I said, I asked for some of your guys' suggestions, and I got some really nice suggestions off you guys. I just read them, and I put them into my notes so I don't forget. And I think the first suggestion was on the topic of surviving without medication and kind of what that entails, and people who maybe self-medicate and stuff like that. I think it's quite an important topic in a way, because really we we are we're in an age now where we can self-diagnose these issues. We're in an age where we really can just kind of get the answer we're looking for without going to someone else. I'm not saying to ever self-medicate or self-prescribe. I'm not saying, to self-diagnose. I am saying that maybe you can find answers you were looking for, easier with the help of the internet. And obviously the internet can be really, really helpful in lots of sectors and lots of ways, but honestly, the internet lies, and there's a whole lot of misinformation. And also remember that we are not professionals. We are not medically practitioned. We do not have the qualifications to be doing these diagnoses. And I think that's a important thing to remember, is that it's always better to go and get professional help. And I think in the long term that would be better, but I don't see any harm in at least searching for answers. I think searching for answers is a super key part of figuring out what is wrong and how are you going to address it. It's always good to know more information, and I think it's good to kind of get as much information as possible for yourself. One thing as well that was mentioned was about self-medicating or taking drugs to kind of balance this out. And this is just opinion, but I don't believe in self-medication, but I cannot, as a addict in recovery, I can happily say that there is no judgment at all for doing drugs to ease symptoms or ease your mind. There's nothing there that isn't normal for a lot of us. There's a whole lot of issues that people deal with on a daily basis, and there's not a whole lot of ways to get rid of that stress or get rid of those thoughts. So it usually ends up coming down to taking drugs or self-medicating. And I think it's very difficult, knowing you have issues, to survive without the support you need. I think it's very, very difficult. And I don't think that, I really don't think that people should have to. And I know they do. So it's a very difficult situation, because if there's not the help there, it's very, very difficult to then, go and get help, because where are you going to go to? It's a difficult topic. It's difficult because, there's part of me screaming don't self-medicate, don't do this. But at the same time, when you don't have much choice, you're living with a few cards, man. You're playing at a table where it's full of hands, and you just get given a couple of cards, and you gotta play, man. You gotta play. So I think it's hard. But I also do think that at the same time, there is help there, it's just not always easily accessible. And I think that's the important part, is that, that the help is there. And I genuinely do believe that. It's just, how easily accessible is that help, and will it be worth the journey? Who knows? There's only one way to find out. And I've been through it myself when I was younger. I've took drugs myself as well, and just to escape, just to escape my mental, to escape in many ways. Let me take a sip of my drink right here. In many ways, I was escaping. And I felt like I had to, because what do you do when you can't take it anymore? You just meant to give up. I prefer not to give up. I prefer not to give up, and to then, keep going, but I need support if I'm to keep going. And it's a case of, well, what's going to comfort me? What's going to make me feel okay? What's going to treat a mind that's just spinning and racing, What's really going to help that? It's very difficult. And I really appreciate you guys putting in these suggestions, questions, generally what you want talked about. And I want that to be what this podcast is about. I want you guys to feel like your voice is heard too. I want you guys to feel like your voice is heard too. Because we're living in a generation where we all have the means to voice ourselves, but there's so much judgment, and there's so much anxiety these days. We're an anxious society, and we can't all talk about issues. And, if I can help people by either giving my opinion on something, or just talking about something that they need talked about, then I will do that. I will do that, because not only does it make me think and keep expanding my thought processes and my way of dealing with things, but it also allows me to kind of almost reach into the screen and connect with you guys, you know what I mean? And that's beautiful. And that's what I want this to be about. That's why I started this thing in the first place. It's just, we've not always had the situation to be doing what I'm doing right now. It's difficult times. I know a lot of you are feeling the corona blues, lockdown part 2, Boris Johnson. Good job, lad. Yeah, we're going to be in lockdown for the next month, which isn't too bad to me. But there's a lot of us that can't handle it. There's a lot of us in society who maybe just don't see the point in, a month lockdown or something. I've seen it a lot, in British society. We're quite liberal, and in Manchester, where I am located, is very, very liberal. People want to go out and about. People want to spend time with other people and spend time with their other family members, because it's getting tough. A lot of uni students have been quarantined or locked down for a long time. For a long, long time. And it's hard. It's sometimes difficult dealing with isolation. I find, for me personally, that not much has changed, because it is a case of, I have been doing this naturally for quite a while now, and it didn't affect me to begin with. It's actually my preferred means. Is isolation comforts me, and I don't think it does that for a lot of people. So it's a difficult time for a lot of people. And, it's kind of a crazy time right now. The American elections are over. They have a new president, President Biden, and Trump is out. And I don't want to get too political on the podcast, but that's the outcome of the elections. I know a lot of Americans are very, very happy, and very, very happy that Trump is out. I'm also very happy that Trump is out. I think he was a bombshell. He was definitely a bombshell character, and he definitely just couldn't last, But yeah, that's what's happened in America so far. That was one of the suggestions, but I don't want to get too political on the podcast at the moment, especially with just a lot of change happening. I just want this to be a secure place for people. I want it to be a secure place for myself. I want it to feel like a place where you can relax, and not worry about hearing, some crazy opinions. A lot of new things are coming. I'm making new music. Obviously, we've got this new setting, which is beautiful. And yeah, like I say, a lot of new things are coming. This is the first episode, video-wise, third episode audio. And that is the start. That is the start right there. What have I been doing recently? Well, I've been setting all of this up, and then been watching a lot of UFC. There was a couple of UFC matches since we last spoke. UFC's been really good recently. Seen some crazy injuries. Ramirez. I'm butchering his last name, but his fucking his ear fell off, basically. Just fell out of his head, man. One of the craziest injuries in UFC I've seen. Not a pleasant one. They had to cut the footage. I'm sure the footage is out there. But I was just like, how did this happen? Because it all just happened in an instant. Um, you know the risks. You know the risks, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that, you know, that's a typical injury. Um, that was kind of crazy. But yeah, the fights have been good. I which one did I watch? That was been watching a lot of like Israel Adesanya's fights. I've been watching. Also, congratulations to Janae Hardin. She absolutely smashed her match in the UFC. Um, really well done. That was an awesome fight to watch. And yeah, that's enough of the UFC bullshit. Another suggestion we had in today was not medication, meditation. So, what are my views, opinions, maybe advice with meditation? I think, my main opinion with it is it can't do any harm. Meditation is all under your control and has very beneficial effects, which are maybe not proven to everyone, because there's definitely some types of meditation that work better for other people. And there's also hypnosis, there's like astral projection, lucid dreaming. They're all really good. It's all about like expanding your plane of like reality, I guess, and being able to assess things better and be able to control emotions and thoughts and thought processes. Yeah, I think meditation is definitely something worth doing. I think that everyone that I've heard do it found some sort of benefit from it. I started meditating when I was about 10, 11 years old, when I first went into high school. That's when I started meditating, and I continued meditating all the way past college, and then I kind of fell off with the meditation stuff. But it was really consistent for me. I really found passion in lucid dreaming, and then a couple times astral projection, and these really help with like anxiety. They really help like focus you and center you, just grounding your energy levels and making you feel more at peace, making you able to release things. I think, it's definitely beneficial. I think you guys should definitely try it at least for 30 days. Give it a go for a month, because if you meditate once or twice, you're not going to get the desired effect. It just doesn't come that easily, because it's a lot of introspection, and it's a skill. It's something you need to practice and hone in on, because you find if you don't meditate for a long time, it might take you a good couple of sessions to fall back into a comfortable habit. A lot of it feels very dreamlike. It's very peaceful. It's almost therapeutic. It probably is therapeutic for a lot of people. I really think meditation should be used as a skill, as a a skill that you hone over a lifetime, just allows you to reflect. And maybe we need that in today's world. Maybe we need something like that. Just time to reflect. Maybe that's what these times are. Maybe it's just, we've all got to reflect on the actions, and the actions we make will determine the future. Maybe it will determine the future. Who knows? I certainly can't say I have definitive answers. I have ideas, and I believe that maybe we'll be being tested. Maybe we are being tested as humanity is being tested. Maybe while there's this, virus going around, maybe there's some part in this that is a test. Because we never know how society's going to be in the future. And maybe we are on the cusp of change. I think it feels that way. It feels like a lot has changed. It feels like not only has our social economic status changed, but mentalities are changing. There's a whole lot of change. And maybe that's why the tensions are so high, because there's some people out there who do not want to change. And it's unfortunate, but you can't make people change. Change happens. And that's what I've always said about a lot of things, really. People asking me for advice on sobriety. It happens. Everyone has their time. Everyone has the moment. Everyone has it. All at different times, though. We don't have it at the same moment. All in different times. I really do believe that things are changing, and maybe there are people out there who just don't want to move with the times. Maybe that's why we're caught on the edge. Maybe that's why we're caught on the edge. It's something to think about. We're on the cusp of change, but those who hang on are making us all kind of just lean over the edge instead of just maybe going into what seems like free fall, but is almost like a leap of faith. Maybe that is what we need as a society. A leap of faith to test our humanity. Maybe that's what this is all about. Like I say, who knows? I don't know. I'm just brainstorming for humanity. That's what I would like to believe. But it could all just sound completely idiotic and stupid, or maybe misguided to another person, because it might be the way I think about it in my head, but it might not be the way you think about it, and that's totally fine. That's what this is about, It's about the openness to talk about things in a calm way. And I don't want to keep going back to it, but that's why I made this, That's why I made this. To be a comfortable, open discussion and for me to discuss things, and then to let you guys kind of tailor what I discuss. So we're getting the best of both worlds. We really are. But tell me what you guys think of this setup. I hope it's quite a bit better than the last. I've worked pretty decently hard on getting all this stuff sorted. But yeah, like I say, check out that Patreon and check out the Instagram, because there you can put forward suggestions to me, and I open up my suggestions all the time. But yeah, check out the Patreon. Lots of exclusive episodes will be posted there. Lots of different tiers going down to like from £1 upwards, £1 a month, and you get exclusive access to different rewards. So check out those tiers, and yeah, happy hunting with that. Basically, I wanted to make that Patreon for people that want maybe something a bit more regular, something they want, they want to see more, or they want to support the podcast in whatever way. So that page is there. That'll be in the description. But yeah, it should be just the Mental Manny podcast if you search it on Patreon, but there'll be a link in the description. So I got you on that. Oh God, we're already at half an hour pretty much. And that time has flown by, basically. We've only got through a couple of the suggestions. But yeah, like the world's in a crazy position. It's in a crazy position, and it'll be interesting to see what happens. I hope you guys are doing well. I know things are tough right now. I know that isolation can really, really bog you down. And I don't want you to feel isolated. If you need an open ear, I'm not always available, but there's my DMs, there's comment section, and also, like I say, on the Patreon you get exclusive access to the other members a group. So you got like moral support, or what kind of, you get to speak to people, which would be pretty cool, is like having a little community. I think, people need support during this time, and I think there is support out there. Like I say, it's just about finding it. There's a good app that I use called Talk something. It's called Talk Life, and it is like Facebook. It's basically like Facebook or Twitter, but it's more tailored towards mental health, and people support you on there. I've not made many posts on there, maybe 10 posts, but people support you on there. It's nice, and it's got a very active community. So that was, what's it called? Talk Life, and I'm pretty sure that's on the Play Store and maybe the Apple App Store. But yeah, that's a good app. There's some other good apps I could suggest to you guys. I'm a big fan of apps. I don't play phone games, but I love phone apps, because obviously I play video games. Phone games just don't appeal to me. But there are apps that I use, like Headspace is a good one. There's one called Calm, I think. Calm's good. Yeah, Calm. And there was another one that I had that was like kind of like a countdown meditation app that was quite good. I tend to uninstall things though, because if I don't use them for like a week, I'll tend to uninstall it. But there's a lot of good apps out there, a lot of good YouTube videos that can kind of help you through this time. I would actually suggest meditation for a time like this. It's very introspective and also just, I think it gives you a little bit of direction, and that's what we all need in a time of complete uncertainty of where we're gonna end up. Where we're gonna end up, we have a little bit of direction, at least. At least we know which way we're going. So I would definitely suggest that. But yeah, apart from Corona and everything, life's good. Life is good. I am currently in the process of getting all my health issues sorted. One thing I've kind of realized that I need to kind of come away from as in like overdoing it, is probably my use of caffeine, because it's not going to be a healthy thing for my heart to be dealing with all the time, because I ingest a lot of nicotine. I'm not talking 20 milligrams, I'm talking at least 8, maybe 80 a day. And what I'm going to quickly do is play another song while I take a little break, and then we will be back, basically. Yeah. Enjoy. This is Sidewise, Come With Me. Sidewise, Come With Me. Sidewise, Come With Me. Awesome song right there. I appreciate the music. It's got me listening to different music. Because I'm more of a hip-hop guy. I like old school hip-hop. I like new rap. I like trap. I like sad rap, emo rap. any kind of rap really. Big into it. I make sad rap, emo rap, old school hip hop. So, what I listen to is almost my creation. I listen to a lot of my own music, more so than I listen to other music. So it's good when I can venture out. It's good when I can just really, uh, start boosting the creative juices and kind of get some new inspiration. That's always good. I am planning to release new music very soon, so check that out over on SoundCloud. That's soundcloud.com/Ross Does It Different. And I know I keep pigeoning on about this, but also over on Patreon, it's the Mental Manny podcast. From little as £1 a month, you could be accessing exclusive content, and you would also be supporting the podcast. So I would really, really appreciate it, guys. Obviously, you don't have to. It is just there if you want it. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys sticking with me and giving me suggestions, and I really did appreciate last week's one as well. I know I released 2 episodes last week, so I'm trying to stick to 1 or 2 episodes a week, and then there's going to be more stuff on the Patreon as well. There's been some crazy things going on recently. Obviously, with the whole election, and then there's been some crazy stuff happening in the UK as well. And there's also, I think it's happening everywhere. Everywhere's going crazy. In Denmark, they just had to cull all the minks because there was a new strain of corona. That's scary in my eyes almost, because I just don't think I just don't like the thought of it. I know it had to be done, but it's just not a nice thought. Because animals, no matter what animal it is, they live here too. And they've probably been here long before we have, and they technically have more of a right, because they don't go, oh, humans have got corona, let's kill them. Imagine that. If all the animals knew humans had corona, they'd be like, let's go kill these fucking humans, bro. Let's go kill these humans, because they might give us corona. So that's kind of my thinking on it, is like, sometimes I feel like, what right do we have? It's weird, because there's so much at the moment about rights, civil rights, strange. But yeah, like I say, I want to keep these podcasts as kind of, I'll open it up with suggestions, and then also what we will have once the corona or rona or bitch get out my zona, we're gonna have guests in, but for now they're all going to be done over the computer. So if you want to be a guest on the podcast, you feel like you've got something to either talk about, or you want some airtime, I don't know, if you want to be a guest on the podcast, please do go over to Instagram, Ross Does It Different, and give me a direct message and tell me, just a little bit about why you like what you would want to talk about, or maybe why you want to do a podcast. And I will definitely keep those open availabilities going through the episodes. Obviously, on Patreon there will be like guests that are dedicated or kind of been chosen by me, and I will continue to do that also on the YouTube and for Spotify and all the different audio streaming services. I will handpick some guests, have them on the show, and yeah, I really enjoy having guests. I really enjoy just having a conversation, and I hope you guys enjoy them too, because it's something that has been in the play for quite a while, just never really got around to organising it all, whereas now I'm in the situation to do both, and I can really just start cracking on with that, and it'll flow even easier each episode. Obviously this is the first, so I'm just kind of trying to keep on top of things. I'm trying to see how everything will work out, but yeah, like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be doing what I'm doing. I really have been working for a while to get all this up and running, so it feels good, man. It feels good. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there for today's episode, because I've been quite tired. I don't want to like end the podcast with a rant. Yeah, I think I'll leave the podcast here, and obviously you can go and catch me in episode 4 if that has come out. But until then, obviously check all the links in the description below. And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Really appreciate you spending the time with us. I'm going to play you a song to go out with, and it's going to be Mosaic, Playing with Fire. Did you